Minecraft 1.21 is right around the corner. We've been getting snapshots for it every single week, besides this week actually, funny enough. And I'll be honest, I think that new content is kind of slowing down for it. In fact, I'm pretty sure they actually said that new content is slowing down for it. But that does mean that the update is coming pretty soon. And personally, I think it's going to be here within the month. You know what better time to release an update than around the time of Minecraft's 15th anniversary in May? So, with it being pretty much done, from what I can tell, I'm going to be discussing what's in it because I am personally very excited for this update. So let's just get right into the discussion. Most notably for this update, we have the trial chambers. I think that's pretty much actually the only thing that's being added, but it is in depth, okay? Quite literally, it's buried. That's cool. Another buried structure. Uh, One issue I do have with this is buried structures are really annoying to find. Like the what do they call ancient cities? Those were a pain to find. In fact, pretty much all the exploration of ancient cities I've done have been from coordinates I've gotten from Chunkbase because I don't know how to find them. Okay, most people are just like, look under this mountain. You see all those hardcore YouTubers that are like, I'm going to be raiding 1 million ancient cities. Just look underneath mountains. You'll find them all the time. They are cutting out every time they haven't gone. They've gone to a mountain and there hasn't been an ancient city, and that's pretty common. But all my worries went away when they announced the explorer maps for the trial chambers. You see, explorer maps, they lead you to stuff that aren't just like treasure maps. You got the Woodland Explorer map, but now we got the Trial Explorer map. No longer do you have to go looking, caving for literal years to find one. No, you can just buy a map from a villager that gives you one, which personally I love because I'm not a huge fan of going into Chunkbase and typing in all the stuff and then just instantly getting a clear view of my entire world and exactly where I need to go. Which, I don't know, are they adding it in 1.21? I don't know if they are. All the other Explorer maps, or like jungle, and all the structures. If you couldn't tell already, I am a big fan of features that keep players more in the game, keeping their immersion alive. I think that's one of the most valuable things that you can add to a game. Having intuitive mechanics, like iron farms, not intuitive to most people. You have to look at a tutorial most of the time. But creeper farms and spawner farms, you can kind of gain an understanding. It may take a while, but you can gain an understanding just by existing within the game of how all that stuff works. Anyway, I'm getting super sidetracked here. Trial chambers, super cool. Copper is going to be way easier to get now once you find a trial chamber because the floors are just made out of the stuff. I wish there was more from a player perspective, but I wish there was less from a game design perspective of let the players craft their own copper sort of thing. Or like make it cut copper. Because like giving full copper blocks, huge fan. But I feel like that's just a little too much regular copper for any sane person to really need hand holding through. But no, the trial spawner things, I love the idea. Personally, a player amount customizable mini boss battle, huge fan. I play single player mostly, so unfortunately, I'm not ever gonna really like experience more than one player probably, but I like that possibility is there for other players. Oh, I'm down to the bottom three, nice. Another feature that I really like in this, in the trial chambers, similar to the trial spawners, is the ominous trials, and also the Battleman rework as a whole. Before you would kill a flagged villager, and you would like receive the Bad Omen effect. But now you receive a bottle of Bad Omen, and you can decide when you drink it which, first of all, for players that don't really want to do raids, it's a great idea, you know, amazing. But it's also really good for, um, like, the Omnis Trials just in general. Because you're never gonna get an Illager down there. Or even if you are, you know, why would you do that for just one boss battle? But this way it's repeatable. Also, it kind of fixes the issue of raid farms. You can farm raids, but I'm assuming it's going to be a bit more inefficient now. That you have to actually like drink the stuff. But I don't know. I'm not an expert on raid farms. It may be way easier. Who knows? The Ominous Trials as a level up. Better loot. I love it. I love the idea, and I cannot wait to play. I've been avoiding doing trials as much as humanly possible. Um, but what I haven't is the mace. It's a great block. What I haven't been avoiding is the mace. Now, I think it's going to be an absolute pain for me to get in my Minecraft world because I'm bad. I'm just statistically have bad luck. But when I do get it, I'm going to be carrying around that probably pretty often. I love the design where it gains more damage the more you fall. And I love the wind burst enchantment. I made a little video on it. How you can use armor stands to boost yourself really high. And evidently, I've seen you can do way more. It's just I was super rushed. And so I didn't really experiment with much. And even when I did experiment, was nowhere near as smart as some other people. They were doing so many crazy things. And I think I actually saw someone do something similar to what I was describing with the placing armor stands thing. And that's all I can really think of for 1.21. But something I thought was going to be in 1.21, but it was actually in a whole other update, or I guess not a whole other update, a sub-update of 1.20, was the armadillos. You know, the things that I think stole. Were they a mob vote mob? I think they were. They would have had to been. No way they would have added those regularly. They're pretty cool. So yeah, those are my thoughts on 1.20.1. I hope you enjoyed listening to my ramblings all about it, and I will see you next week.